address the pocket which is in a strong bull market, oil marketing companies. B. Ashok, chairman of IOC, now joins in. Mr. Ashok, good morning. So, everything is looking up for you right now. You have healthy marketing margins, healthy GRMs, crude has behaved itself, you have pricing power. Do you think you'll finally have the kind of year that investors have hoped for long? What's the outlook? If current scenario continues, that's a big if, but if current scenario continues, what do you think could be the kind of numbers that you could post in FY17?
Let me start with the crude. Of course, you are discussing that quite, regularly. The crude prices appear to be on a stable zone at the point of time, and that gives us some comfort because over the last couple of years, if you remember, we have been suffering huge inventory losses, which has been impacting us despite our operational parameters being excellent. So this year we hope that we will not have that that problem of inventory losses, and due to that I think we should be able to do better. Our GRMs should be better. Going by whatever we see so far, I think if you compare our GRMs with say an average of Singapore margins, I think we should be doing better because there has been some firming up of the crude oil prices even compared to the last quarter of 15-16 of about $10. So to that extent I think our margins should be pretty okay. And when you come to product prices as well, I think, of course, there has been some amount of firming up of product prices, say from March onwards, but nothing to worry too much. There has been increases as well as decreases, but the volatility has been not, I would say, very, very great. So to that extent, I think we are on a relative comfort zone.
So when you say GRMs will be better, can you just help us with a ballpark estimate? Because in the quarter gone by, it was around $3 per barrel. Expectedly, it had fallen a bit. What's the expectation going ahead?
No, the first quarter results are yet to come by, but I can only say from the trends that we are observing, we should be doing better than the Singapore average margins.
Okay. Mr. Ashok, if you could give us a breakup of how much marketing margins do you enjoy now in all the products, petrol, diesel, ATF, if you could give some numbers on that front.
See, I wouldn't really like to break up into marketing margin because, overall margins are what we need to look at, which is the corporate margins, including, we are a very large company and we operate on a divisional, structure. So we have our refinery margins, we have our pipeline margins.
Fair point, Mr. Ashok. The reason I asked that is because, there's some complaint of lack of transparency. When crude prices, for example, were going up, prices were consistently being passed. Now, people would want to know, especially for both petrol and diesel, what are the over-recoveries right now on both these products?
No, let me clarify that. I have been on record before as well. I have been saying that the prices of finished products, which incidentally have been deregulated, they follow the international prices of finished products. That means the international prices of petrol and diesel would determine what are the domestic prices of petrol and diesel. And almost regularly on a fortnightly basis, we have been having a look at this and making appropriate changes depending on what is the direction of movement. That's where I mentioned earlier that when you look at the prices between March and now, the international prices of petrol, for example, has firmed up by almost $7 in petrol and almost $13 in diesel. At the same time, there has also been a certain amount of weakening of the Indian rupee. So these corrections are taking place, and at the same time, since we are looking at it on a fortnightly basis, there have been both prices going up as well as coming down. If you look at petrol, say from January onwards, I think we have the prices have gone up by about 6 times and come down by 8 times. And probably in diesel it's the reverse. It has gone up by 8 times and come down by 6 times. So these indicate that the trends are actually following what is the international prices of the products. And international prices are determined by the supply-demand economics of the products. So we are following a very, very transparent mechanism, and I can only say that, in terms of margins, say specifically to marketing, etc., there has not been any great change in the way that we have been doing the business. We have been earning the reasonable returns that we were always earning.
Okay, well, this debate can go on endlessly. So let's move on to another more interesting topic, which is the Paradeep refinery. You know, you've been ramping up the output at that refinery quite well. I just wanted to understand from the current utilization levels of about 40%, how much can it grow to by the end of FY17 and FY18? When will we see the full benefits of the ramp up? And what are the costs that you guys have incurred up until now at the refinery?
The total expenditure on the refinery is about slightly below 35,000 crore. And as far as the refinery operations are concerned, you know that it was dedicated to the nation in February, but we are still in the stabilization phase. We do hope that within the next month or two, we should be operating at near capacity. I mean, all the units have been already tested out, and hopefully by next month onwards, when even the pipelines would get connected to the far-flung areas that we have planned, I mean up to Madhya Pradesh, as well as, you know, Ranchi and so on. So once the pipelines are also in place and the jetty is also commissioned in full-fledged manner, we think that within the next couple of months the refinery should be operating at near capacity. So hopefully this year we should be operating pretty well, but next year certainly we are expecting it to operate at close to 100% capacity.
All right, Mr. Ashok, thanks a lot for your time today. That's IOC. Things looking up for oil marketing companies. The stock up about 5% right now. BPHP also looking good. Mahanagar Gas has come up about 5% from the highs of around 550. That would be one of the stocks to track, of course, as well. That's all the time that we have on Bazaar. Chartbusters is coming up.